Well, the time has come to finally work on the AllTrac on this channel. I've been having some hesitation issues at full boost.
It's like doesn't want to go. It's just like and then it goes boom.
And today we're gonna diagnose those, starting with this list.
I'm gonna start from the top, which should be the easiest to diagnose, easiest to fix, and work my way all the way down until the problem resolves. Vacuum leak. I'm going to be using the Ansel diagnostic leak detector. This is the model S110 Pro. Guess that's enough. So as far as easiest access to the intake side, when you're doing smoke detection tests, from what I read, you want it to go through the intake. So this looks like the best bet for me. Okay, I got the clamp off. Now I'm going to seal up the tube right here. Put it in. So far, I'm seeing smoke come out of the intake box here and down here, but I don't know if that's really causing my problem. Okay, so I think the next thing that I want to do is pull the car into the garage, because I think I'm gonna have to take the air intake box apart, and I want to try to kind of plug up that end at least and see if blocking that reveals any other leaks. And then I think I still want to do a boost leak just to be sure, and I don't want to do that outside, so let's pull the car in. Twist it. And there's a lot of oil in there. There's a lot of oil in there. Okay, so this is soaked, the bottom of this pipe, which means I've got an oil leak there. And interesting, okay. A lot of oil inside. Since I have all the piping off, I'm just doing a quick visual and physical check of the turbo to make sure there wasn't any glaring issues like shaft play or chunks missing out of the fins. Okay, so I've actually got quite a few things going on here that I need to address to see if it fixes it. Number one, the intake side. Basically, this was completely soaked in oil, and I just looked at it, and this hose is cracked here. And it seems like the oil is actually going up through this crack and then dripping down. So that's one place where I have some boost leak. So this needs to be replaced, which is going to be challenging. I don't know where I can even find this piece anymore. The second thing is it looks like I do have a lot of blow-by happening. So the inside of this is pretty wet. And I noticed that that's traveling up into the airflow meter. So here's the airflow meter. You can see the oil in there. Next steps, what do we do? So I'm gonna replace this if I can find a replacement, some sort of substitute. And then I am going to find a new lid for my air intake box. So now let's do the most challenging thing with these cars, and that is locating parts. I've just found an entire hose kit to replace all these cracked pieces from Autobahn 88. One left, discontinued on the manufacturer website, so I think I'm gonna go for it. Let's get this intercooler off so that we can check and or change the PCV valve. Let's go. say this is a part of my issue. A nice chunk missing out of pipe that goes from my turbo into the intercooler, so it's damaged on both sides. So yes, compounding issues I'm finding with my hoses, and looks like I have a lot of things to replace. All right, well, after about a week and a half of waiting and looking for parts, I think I found something that's gonna work for all of the cracked hoses that are contributing to vacuum leaks and boost leaks. Of course, OEM cannot find it, to be expected. The car is 35 years old now and wasn't exactly a high production car, so I found this kit from Autobahn that is basically going to replace everything here, plus the turbo to intercooler pipe, and I think that's it. So I'm hopeful that everything's going to fit and give us a better seal than what we had. So let's make sure that first these parts look similar. I think they're gonna have to be trimmed for sure, because these are much longer. But they look like they're gonna work, so that's great. No way. No freaking way. These are the original spark plug wires. I cannot believe that. Luckily, I have all the paperwork for this car going back to like 1993, and the spark plugs haven't been changed since 60,000 miles ago, which is on par. Kazi, 1989. I don't know why when the engine was out they didn't change them. Apparently I should have asked. But now that I have it apart, I've got new wires on order, and maybe that's also part of the issue. I'm kind of thinking this car is going to run a lot better by the time I'm done. Of course, the wires are special order only, so while I'm waiting for those to come in, I headed to my local AutoZone and picked up some new NGK Iridium spark plugs and got those ready to go. Does this look like a healthy plug? I'm kind of weirded out by the amount of dirt I'm seeing around these seals. I'm almost thinking it had water. Just on the top though. Doesn't look like it came in through the tube or the spark plug. This one has a good amount of rust around the top. In general, this plug looks the best out of all of them. Some people say check the gap, but honestly I never have. 13 foot-pounds. Alright, the new Denso wires have arrived, so I did go ahead and get those switched out with a little magic. And now I think we can start putting together the intercooler and the rest of the piping. Naturally, I can't put it back in without giving it a good clean first, so I'm just using some purple power and getting that scrubbed up a little bit, not too much. I found a really good trick with the intercooler and installing it is to go ahead and put the coupler on the turbo and then install the intercooler into the new coupler. Make sure that you also have the I'm going to call it a coupler that goes from the intercooler into the intake as well, and that will just slide right down when you go to tighten everything up. Originally I made the mistake of bolting the intercooler down and then trying to get the rest of the rubber couplers on, and it didn't work great, so don't do that. Basically test fitted all of this before I put any of the clamps on while I was waiting for them. And so how I ended up doing the measuring and cutting was I actually measured inner length from the bend out to match the stock one, and then I measured the outside, and then I just trimmed. I marked on the inside, marked on the outside. I put a piece of tape around those two marks. Then I put a hose clamp around it to give me a nice solid edge, and then I just use a sharp razor blade and I cut to make it the right length, and then I test fitted it in and it fits. aftermarket pipes were a pain. I had to do a lot of trimming. I thought I had it fitted. Still wasn't fitting, so I had to take another 1/2 inch off of this pipe right here. And now I finally got it fitting. So now I'm gonna do a test, make sure the car starts. Hopefully the distributor wire, all that is hooked up correctly. So let's see if it starts. Battery's dead. Okay, attempt number 2. Weird angle, but all right. It scared me at first. Okay, it sounds like it's running really smooth right now. This car warm up and take her for a spin and see if any of the issues are even slightly resolved. I really hope they are, because that was a lot of work and a lot of waiting for parts. All right, it's getting dark, so lighting's not gonna be great, but I have already noticed that the idle seems to be a little bit better. We are up to operating, so let's see what we've got. Oh my God, you guys. Zero hesitation. Ah! I think I fixed it. I think it was just a freaking boost leak. Oh, this is good. This is really good. This is so exciting. Woo! Woo, is she a happy girl? I got lucky on this one, guys. I didn't have to go down the giant list of potential problems. I really thought I was gonna have a massive project to do in getting my car up and running again. So safe to say, I'm pretty relieved that that wasn't the case. That doesn't happen for me very often. So I hope that this video helps. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.